This week, it's very crucial for you as an investor that needs to know an event happening this week. It's companies' earnings reports coming out. Many companies, over 500 companies, will report their earnings from last quarter. The last quarter is ending for most companies. This week is the time for them to report. There will be more reports next week and weeks later. This week is still important because there are a few certain companies that you have to keep an eye on them. I'm going to show you now, but I'm not going to cover all 500 companies. I will show you specific companies that are big and important you have to keep an eye on. Showing you now. See those companies. They are reporting this week. Let me show you the first day. On April 23rd, Tuesday, Visa will be reporting. Tesla and UPS as well. It's important. April 24th, Wednesday, Meta will report. Boeing, a flight manufacturer, will report. AT&T will report. On Thursday, April 25th, Microsoft and Google will report. Caterpillar, and mining and construction company. It's more focused on the term as an infrastructure company. It will be an important report. Intel, a graphic card and CPU maker or distributor, will report. It's been competing against NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been doing so good lately while Intel has been struggling a bit. It's because NVIDIA has a bigger market share of CPU and GPU. NVIDIA's stock price is going high. NVIDIA will release their report soon, like next week or 2 weeks later. The last time it released, it was pretty good. Let's see what happens next. Oh, and there's a GDP report. It's predicted that the growth will decrease than the last time it reported. It's happening 5:30 in the morning California time, Eastern time, 8:30, 1 hour before the stock market opens at 9:30 Eastern time. April 26, Friday, it looks like most oil companies are reporting. Exxon and Chevron, gas companies, will report. PCE. It has more to do with business like producers report on data of goods distribution. It's important because it affects CPI. It shows if rate of inflation increases or decreases. The last CPI report showed increased. Now let's see how PCE will go. It's predicted that it will be neutral. If GDP decreases, then PCE shall decrease. It pretty much makes sense. If GDP increases, then PCE should increase. Let's see what it will happen at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time. Now, you get the idea of the earnings that are coming out this week. It's crucial to pay attention to them. I believe that Visa is the most important report. Visa, keep your eye on it because the company processes orders that have been debited and credited. If Visa does good, that means the next reports from other companies should come out strong because Visa is technically a consumer-based report. It's so important. UPS is important as well. It mails packages. If UPS comes out strong, then other companies should come out stronger. Tesla is pretty important either, but we want to pay attention to Visa and UPS. They are important. Now you get the idea what the earnings look like. Now I want to show you news that happened last weekend. Just wow. It was shocking. You know what happened. The House Representatives passed a bill worth of $91.95 billion. Do you know where that money comes from? Our tax money. We pay the government to fund the war in Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The bill is now processing in the Senate chamber. It will likely pass. We just had our tax day on April 15th, and now this bill happens. Now, the U.S. has more than $30 trillion of total in debt plus the $95 billion worth bill. Americans be like, hey, the government, what are you doing with our money? The question to ask is, should the government focus on foreign diplomacy, or we prioritize investments in our country before else? Leave a comment to share your opinion. I want to hear yours. Not only the bill passed $95 billion fund, but also it includes a TikTok ban in America. It's happening. The Chinese company, ByteDance, must decide whether to sell to an American company or not. It's still uncertain. In the earlier, Microsoft had thought about buying TikTok, but it's not in talk now. I'll cover that more later. Now we can see that the $95 billion bill passed. Unbelievable. Here it goes, $95 billion in total of aid. 311 votes aye. 311 to 112. The bill passed. It's done. People, mostly the Republican reps, are frustrated with Mike Johnson. He's a House Minority Speaker. They are frustrated that he was passive and letting the bill went through and won. Republicans are against the bill. They want to focus on America first. In contrast, Democrats are in support of the bill. The Democratic Party is a majority or in control of the House. It feels that it's necessary for the bill to pass and help other countries. It will develop stronger diplomatic relations. It doesn't want Russia taking over Ukraine, including China taking over Taiwan and enemies in Middle East countries taking over Israel. There's a geopolitical conflict. You know, the conflict has gotten tense lately. Republicans are frustrated with Mike Johnson, and some of them want him out as a speaker. But actually, the party recently kicked Kevin McCarthy out of the House. Now again, Mike Johnson, Trump was involved in as well. They want him out. Let's see what happens next. I'll keep you informed on that. Enough with politics. I want to show you S&P 500 performance now to see what it does. S&P today closed high. It's better than before. Last week was terrible. It was 6 days straight closing low. 6 days straight. It had been so long time since it happened. Today closed higher because reports from investors and big banks show optimism. They predict that earnings will come out good and strong. Let's see. In the morning, when it opened, it went lower. Then it went higher and higher prior close. Last week, it closed $497 from $520 on Monday's opening. It's nearly 3% drop. It's pretty a lot for S&P 500. Today closed with gain. Let me show you daily or day time frame. You can see today, it closed high after it was closed low for 6 days straight. It closed low and low until then it finally opened and closed high. I really think this week is very thrilling. We are going to see what it will happen. If this week's reports come out strong, it's most likely next week's reports will be great. The market will be back in a bull run again. If not, that means it's officially going to downtrend. It's likely it will continue going low and low. Prepare for the worst. And here it goes, the upcoming election. Let's see how it will affect the market. Perfect. See you again soon.